From affordable laptops that are powerful enough for your work and study requirements, to more expensive MacBook and Dell models for creative professionals and gamers, respectively, this video brings you the top 7 best laptops of 2022. Come along as we unveil them. 7. Acer Swift 3, late 2021. The best laptop on a budget. Thanks to the new AMD Ryzen 5 and Ryzen 7 processors, the Acer Swift 3 is a fantastic deal for a budget laptop that is powerful enough for work and study. The Swift 3 is also a remarkably light laptop, weighing less than 3 pounds for a machine that costs less than $700. Despite having a lower screen resolution than others on this list, the Swift 3 compensates for it with a roomy trackpad, a fingerprint reader, a USB Type-C port, and a backlit keyboard that gives a comfortable typing experience. Whether in transit or at work, the Swift 3 is about the best budget laptop you may find if you type a lot. We also consider it the best laptop for students. 6. Dell G15, the best entry-level gaming laptop. The Dell G15 comes in various combinations, such as an 11th generation Intel processor or an AMD Ryzen 5000H series processor paired with, at best, a 6GB NVIDIA RTX 3060 graphics card, 8GB or 16GB of RAM, and 1TB of storage. This laptop is essentially a cheaper alternative to its Alienware brothers, with a price range that often starts under $1,000. It is, nonetheless, capable of playing the most recent AAA games. We will discuss the overall best gaming laptop you can get in 2022 later in this video. 5. MacBook Pro 16-inch, the best laptop for creative professionals. The 16-inch MacBook Pro is Apple's most powerful laptop to date. You'll probably be satisfied with what this computer can achieve if you're prepared to pay a steep price. The battery life is also unparalleled. For instance, in a test, the 16-inch configuration with the M1 processor lasted 16 hours, making it one of, if not the longest-lasting laptops ever tested. This MacBook Pro also sports a stunning display that can reach 1000 nits when playing HDR content, as well as possibly the most outstanding speakers available. Suppose you need a laptop that can accommodate a heavy workload while also functioning as a great multimedia device when you're not working. In that case, the MacBook Pro 16-inch is the machine for you. If you want something different in a MacBook, check out the MacBook Air M1 2020. We'll tell you more about it later in this video. 4. The Razer Blade 17 2021, the best gaming laptop. With an Intel Core i7 processor, an NVIDIA GeForce 3080 GPU, 32GB of RAM, and a 1TB SSD, the latest edition of the Razer Blade 17 is super fast. It delivers an astonishing gaming performance without sacrificing its sleek figure. The most affordable model will cost you $2,400. There's also a 120Hz OLED display and a wealth of ports to choose from. Because it can fit on top of a desk in a hotel room or a tournament center, the Blade 17 might be your primary gaming and productivity machine for years to come. We recommend the 4K resolution display choice for creators and the 360Hz refresh rate option for gamers. Will you prioritize the 4K display or the 360Hz refresh rate? In the comment section below, let us know what you prefer. 3. Dell XPS 13 2-in-1, the best 2-in-1 laptop. The new XPS 13 2-in-1 is undoubtedly one of the best 2-in-1 laptops available. Dell cleverly used the XPS 13 as a blueprint for the XPS 13 2-in-1, resulting in an identical laptop that can morph into a tablet. The XPS 13 2-in-1 is even more tempting than before, owing to additional features in this year's edition. Intel's 11th generation Tiger Lake CPUs, combined with Iris Xe graphics, provides a tremendous performance and graphics improvement over prior generations. Further, the XPS 13 2-in-1 has an IR camera, so you won't have to punch in passwords. Despite its shallow keyboard, relatively dull display, lack of USB-A ports, and unaltered design, The Dell XPS 13 2-in-1 remains an excellent pick for individuals seeking versatility, performance, and endurance. 2. Apple MacBook Air M1 2020 Best Apple Laptop. The MacBook Air 2020, which runs on Apple's trailblazing ARM-based M1 processor, is perhaps the best laptop money can buy. The standard model costs $999 and comes with 8 GB of RAM and 256 GB of storage. It has a 2560x1600 display, Touch ID, 720p webcam, fingerprint sensor, and scissor switch keyboard, just like its predecessor. Meanwhile, the new processor takes the cake. It's lightning quick. It outperforms practically every Intel-powered laptop on the market when rendering demanding photo and 4K video editing workloads. To give you a sense of its power, the MacBook Air runs Shadow of the Tomb Raider at near-playable frame rates. Quite an accomplishment for integrated graphics. Furthermore, because its processing power barely exhausts the battery life, it can deliver up to 11 hours of continuous work. 1. Dell XPS 13 OLED 2021. The Dell XPS 13 OLED, arguably the best overall laptop you can purchase, synergizes one of the best laptops on the market, meets the latest display technology. The XPS 13 is an exceedingly lovely and accomplished portable laptop with an Intel Core i7-1185G7 CPU and 16 GB of RAM. It is worth the investment if you have the budget. The Dell XPS 13 2020 is a magnificent laptop that offers exceptional performance and long battery life. Additionally, it features a top-notch touchpad, a striking design, and a dazzling 3.5K OLED panel. We believe you could hardly do better than these 7 laptops when considering the absolute best of the market in 2022. If you are on a tighter budget, however, you may want to watch our video on the 6 best reliable budget laptops of 2022. Thank you for watching.